Alrighty, so we finished talking about the three debates. So just a quick boom, 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 the LD, the public forum, and the policy here. So if you're interested in those, if you've written any of those down, or wrote those on the paper or the forum and sent those into me, LD, public forum, policy, etc. Public forum and policy are partner events, so you and someone else are on a team. In Lincoln Douglas is a solo one-person debate. So if you have a friend or someone you know that's also wanting to do public forum or also wanting to do policy, then buddy up with them, and it makes the research and writing the arguments that much easier because you're tackling it together as a team. And if we have multiple public forum teams or kids interested, say 4, 6, 10 people want to do public forum, what I do and what the class is for and practices is we get together and we brainstorm ideas, we brainstorm arguments. Same thing with LD. If we get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people together, we're doing the same thing. We're brainstorming ideas, arguments, attacks, claims, data, etc. We're gathering all that. We'll make a Google Doc or a Google Drive, or I'll show you guys what Dropbox is and Pocket. Hopefully the district will accept that app. And it makes research and prepping for debate so much easier. And so don't be intimidated by these topics. Don't be intimidated if you don't know what the Belt and Road Initiative is, or foreign military sales of arms. Those may sound scary, but trust me, I promise you, within a matter of weeks, tops, I will make sure that each and every one of you understand what the topics are. And we'll rinse and repeat this. If you're in policy, spoilers, that topic never changes. So you will have that same topic all year. If you're in public forum, that topic will change either every month or every other month. It depends on what semester it is. And if you're in LD, that topic is bi-monthly, meaning you have that topic for 2 months. Then you move on to a new topic. And all of these topics, excluding policy, will change throughout the year. And simply, once we learn the pattern and the steps and what and how to approach these topics, you simply just rinse and repeat whenever we get a new one. And I will go into depth when we get into practice about how we approach the cases, how we write the cases, how we prep, block, etc. But, we can only do so much in camp, and I don't want to overwhelm you. But what you can do is start researching these or start asking questions. Get a hold of me. Email me. Say, hey, where do I start with this? And I can help you out. What I would do to start off anything is to just start a new Google Doc, title it, LD, your last name, or public forum, your last name, policy, your last name, share it with me, and copy and paste or type out these resolutions. So in United States for the LD, the European Union one for public forum, and the United States federal government should, etc. for policy. And look through these are called resolutions or topics. And what words or phrases you don't understand, define them. Go to Google, find either Merriam-Webster, Oxford, or Cambridge, or even Black Law's dictionary. Those 4 tend to be the most credible and useful for students when it comes to kind of laying out the debate to its basics so that you understand it before we can start researching everything. So that would be the first step. Define any key terms or phrases you don't understand. Or if you're, researching or trying to find a definition and you still don't understand what foreign military sales of arms from the United States is, ask me. Shoot me a message and just say, hey, Proc, could you walk me through this and help me out? And I am more than willing to do so. So please reach out to me, because if there's one thing I want you to be, it's successful. Now, if you're interested in oratory and informative, this is, once again, where that passion comes in, that emotion and the weight behind what you're saying. This is where the message holds true and really becomes universal or appealing to a multitude of people. Now, remember back to that drill we did, that activity where you talked about a quote or a saying that really had impact on you? And a lot of people presented really, really good ones. Very heartfelt. My dad said this, or, someone important in my life always quotes this. And Whether or not you like it or not, it has meaning to you. And the question is, why does it have meaning? And that's where that universal appeal can come into. Everybody suffers. Everybody struggles. Everybody overcomes something in their life. Whatever the quote may be about or whatever it covers, you can appeal to that to anyone. And that's the job and the opportunity that you get in oratory and informative. Now, start with brainstorming. And by this, I mean, if you are passionate about specific topics, some of you with your hot take rants were great. Some of you I even wrote it down on some of your documents that this would make a great oratory topic. This would be a great informative here because I saw that passion. I read the emotion behind what you were saying. You really meant what you were saying, and you hated or liked or supported or were against whatever it was. If you have any favorite quotes, let me know. Shoot me a document with your favorite quotes, because we can start working a message, passion, emotion, some weight behind those, and find a topic for you to pursue. And last but not least, what are your hobbies? What are your interests? What are things that you enjoy? I know I got a lot of information from you on those sheets, but go into more depth. What are some of your hobbies you like to do? I like to draw. I like to, go on walks. I like to research. I like to, insert whatever it is here. I had a kid 2 years ago. He really loved Dungeons and Dragons. And so what we did was we built an informative over Dungeons and Dragons where we broke it down for the average person to understand it. Because if you haven't played D&D, it's a very complex game. It really is. But once you understand the basics, just like with anything else, a sport or an organization or a board game or anything, it becomes easier the more you do it. And we really turned it around, and the message or the emotion behind D&D was, it's so popular and it's so great because you have these kids who have nowhere else to go. You have these students who struggle to really self-identify. You have these individuals that want to be seen. And there's something about them, perhaps, that they don't like. So they get to create this character however they want. And yes, they take some risks. And yes, there is danger involved. But it gives someone and anyone the opportunity to take those risks. And, if something happens to that character, it's on them. They make decisions. They feel the weight of whatever decision they or their group chooses to make. They problem solve. They work together. So there's a lot of things that you can benefit from D&D that a lot of people don't know about. And so that was what his informative was. He simply gave this basic informative about what Dungeons and Dragons is, but he went into depth about the emotion and the message and the passion behind the game and why so many people play it. So that's why I say, what are some of your hobbies, your interests, thing you enjoy? Because we can find a message and make it universal. So grandma doesn't know what D&D is, but grandma knows how to find herself, or how to express herself, or how to find confidence, or to better herself, for insert reason here. So that is the point of informative and oratory. Like we said, if you're passionate about, this needs to change, I'm sick of insert thing here, you get that opportunity. And we get to mold it and make it universal so that it can appeal to a multitude of people. So if that's something you're interested in or passionate about or want to do, complete those, put it in a Google Doc, shoot it my way. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll work on that. And we'll build it into a very effective speech. Now, other competitive events and individual events here. I didn't go into too much depth about these, and there's a reason why, and that's what I'm covering on this slide right now. If you're interested in Extemp, if you're interested in Congress, which is one of my personal favorite events, what's in the news right now? Read some articles, watch some TV, watch some news, go on Google, wherever you can find some sources, look it up, and see what seems to be the big deal or the big topics that everybody's discussing. Politics are a huge one. You can go to BBC, you can go to a multitude of websites, and I can show you on our website where you can go to access that kind of information. Look into what happened maybe in Philadelphia today, or I guess in this yesterday, because I plan these ahead of time, a day in advance. So look at what happened in Philadelphia. What's going on there? What arguments or debates is this event going to stir up? Is it going to be another gun debate? Is it going to be domestic violence, domestic terrorism, gang war? What is it that is spurring from this specific event or shooting? Shoot that into a, I shouldn't say shoot that. Put that into a Google Doc and send it my way. If you have questions, you need help, I'm going to show you some great resources to go to kind of help you get started and get some grounding there over these next couple weeks until school starts. If you're into or want or interested in humorous or dramatic interpretation, the duo, poetry, prose, storytelling, or even poi, write down some of your favorite books, novels, stories, movies, things that really spoke to you or you feel have a really strong message. Because a lot of times you can use these to create a piece and a performance out of them. Some of those are, plays, are books, novels, memoirs, etc. So start with, a Google Doc and start listing some of these books, stories, etc. And chances are we could probably apply them to one of these events. I guarantee it. Even if, I really like this book and I say, oh, they make a great storytelling, even though you may not have written down storytelling, that could be something we work on, because it's besides Congress, probably one of my, if not favorite event of all time. I enjoy all of them. I really do. I wouldn't coach if I hated one specific event. But, I have favorites, just like I do kids, just like I do, sports or food or anything like that. But by all means, start there. And what we can do next is use the website to your advantage. So, looking here, so boom, we're going to exit out of this, little behind the scenes action, if you will, at our website. So here's our website. Here's the homepage. Capital City, what speech and debate is about. Here is the little slideshow of my past debaters. And as you can see, we all have a great time. We have fun. They are successful, but I can tell you it's because they're devoted. It's because they work. It's because they put the time and the effort into it. And it has all this information here that we'll get to either at the beginning of the year, during one practice. We'll devote time and really look into this in great detail. If anything, you can sign up for the remind here, follow these directions, if it stops shaking, and get it sent on your phone, or you can click on the PDF right here and download it via the website. So, looking at the top here, there's the About, Speech and Debates. There's the requirements that I ask for when we're on the team or as a part of this organization. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, please, please, please have your parents look at the home page, the About page, the requirement page, but more specifically the parent page. This is the parent page. All right? You know what page you're on if it's blue. That's how you can tell. So it gives them information, and more specifically, it tells them about a booster club. If they're interested, please have them email me. And then it has the Privet sign up. Okay? So they need to do this by the end of the week, or at least by Monday at the latest, is sign up for Privet. And it's for you, and it's to give you information. And don't worry about a physical. It may ask you about a physical. Just ignore that. Please have your parents sign up for Remind if they haven't already, because that's a great way to reach them and you. And also, if you need to reach me via the phone, that's a great way, and that's what the app is there for. So, on the next PowerPoint or presentation here, we're going to go over the tournament information, points, the resources in some detail here, and then we're going to jump back to the PowerPoint to finish up the rest of this here, and that way you can get started for ending the week, going the weekend, and even next week into prepping and getting ready for the upcoming season.